Hello, and welcome to WEEKL, Chicago's finest public news you can rely on to mutate your echo just the way you want it, regardless of the facts. I'm Charmin Topaz, and tonight, in the chamber, we welcome our correspondent Jay Rohr for news on the presidential election of the United States of America, along with some local news for the city of Chicago, Illinois. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Carl from Caravana, and I'm tonight's infomercialist. We're the people that brought you the cars you can buy out of vending machines right next to the Nutter Butter bars. And corporate was hoping and dreaming that I would be able to share with you a advanced view pre-screen of our next line of auto vehicles. It looks like that's about to happen. You will have to bear with me. All these Zoom meetings have really got our bandwidth by the balls. And ironically, we've actually transitioned a lot of our operations into an analog format. So a lot of tablets stone tablets and scrolls are currently being utilized to allow for the endless live stream of checking in, touching base, and following through. So, let's take a peek. The Caravana Crescent and Burn Companion Cruiser. It's cool. It's a great sporty ride. You do have to stand up all the time. There's no seats. This was designed for the workaholic with a posture complex. And next up, we have the Sun Swiper Sedan. Nancy thinks I'm crazy, but I kind of like this one. Even though it's a small vehicle, it's great if you have a big family. And the passenger seat on this one is a bit precarious, but it's still posh. The city slipper. The LX, TX, RX, XXL Minotaur. It's damn near mythic, so don't get it twisted. And this is just a close-up of one of our most recently malfunctioning crash test dummies, or as we call them, crash test geniuses. Abandon all nostalgic and moribund dreams of driving a VW Love Bug through the French countryside with your ex-husband. The Caravana Love Bird and Dog tells it like it really is. No seatbelts. No souvenirs. The Hare. It's fast and, surprisingly, equipped to pull a trailer. TBH, it is a bit cocky, and it usually won't make it all the way. Fun to test drive, though. I always check to see if they have a new model when I'm at the dealership. The Wanderworm. This is a good first car. If you have really little, kind of unusual birds for children, and they just have to drive. And I get it, I do. We all remember our first diamond blue Ford Credenza. And this is a failed proposal by an employee who has gone on to other projects. I'm not sure why this hasn't been edited out yet, but everything's kind of crazy right now. This was a plan for seatbelts that are just birds that are stuck to each other's beaks. And last, our newest model to date. This is the Slug. It comes with an airplane, just in case.
Welcome to the Chicago Action News. I'm your host, Jay Rohr. Last night, the United States of America took its first step towards ending democracy, an act that has been met simultaneously with outrage by many and willful acceptance by those supposedly opposed to tyranny. In response to being dissed by democracy, Nacho Cheese Nazi and alleged shit goblin Donald J. Trump demanded due process take a backseat to his desires. Despite evidence to the contrary, a string of failed businesses, marriages, economies, pandemic responses, and Eric Trump, the president continues to insist he is not a loser. As Attorney General and fascism enabler William Barr hurries to facilitate this power grab, legal experts have already raced to television stations around the country to sell their opinions to the highest bidder. We couldn't afford pundits to get pugilistic on tonight's show, because we recently acquired a bitchin' new helicopter that's totally baller, y'all. But we did get this comment from a Harvard law professor. She said, "The president has no legal basis to deny the counting of ballots after the election and zero evidence of voter fraud to justify dismissing mail-in ballots. This is a transparent attempt to seize power after a defeat. In the interest of fairness, we asked a conservative judge their thoughts. He said this: Achtung, der Trumpfreich beginnt. Wir werden 1000 Jahre regieren. Whatever the outcome, it's clear the days, weeks, and months ahead are going to be exactly the nightmare we've all come to expect from this shit show. However, NASA has reported a rogue planet drifting through our galaxy, and odds are good it will smash into this world, killing us all before 2020 comes to a more horrifying conclusion. In lighter news, meth-crazed sharks have begun storming the beaches of Florida. These animals, jacked up on Mississippi methamphetamine, known on the street as meth-I-yes-yes-I-yes-yes-I-P-P-I, have been known to swim straight through the sand to attack beachgoers. The problem began a week ago when smugglers dumped a load of meth into the Gulf of Mexico. Shortly after the first shark attack occurred. Since then, 182 people, some of them attractive, have been gruesomely eaten. Wildlife officials are worried the sharks are risking overdose because they've mainly been consuming local Floridians, who themselves are full of drugs. When asked for comment, we got this Florida man to go on record.
Oh man, I ain't worried about them sharks. Let me tell you what. I knocked out 4 manatees the other day on my jet ski. So, I'm actually thinking about going down to the beach right now. Kick one of them sharks right in its whack.
Later that day, one of them sharks bit this man in half, though eyewitnesses insist he first managed to kick the shark right in its wet-ass pussy. Success being rare for any Floridian, Governor DeSantis has posthumously bestowed on him the state's highest award, the Golden Orange Blend 4 Loko. This hero is survived by 3 bewildered children and an angry trailer hag. Education during the pandemic has been problematic at best. However, several parents have embraced a radical new solution. They're letting their children loose in the woods to be raised by wolves. Educators are doing much better with the smaller classes, and parents are relieved, having one less thing to worry about, specifically their kids. When asked why anyone would or should turn their children over to wolves, we received this response. There's no arguing with that. Police officials are warning about a new scam. Ice cream trucks, repurposed as mobile organ harvesting facilities, have been spotted in and around Chicago. They offer cash for body parts. However, police are warning citizens these are not official organ collectors. Finally, if I may editorialize for a moment, a shadow never blew out a candle. The darkness never kills the light, but it will rush in to replace it whenever the light goes out. Yet as long as the pinpoint is shining, there's still light in the world, and therefore hope. So keep on shining. Stay tuned for our top story, a common household item that that's killing you as we speak. More on that after these commercials.
Thank you, Jay, for the integrity of your journalism. We look forward to hearing from you again. As we all know, here in the city of Chicago, there are people who read and write books. But do we know who publishes those books? Well, at the very least, I know of one group. They are Meekling Press, and they are the main sponsor for WEEKL. You can find them and their work at meeklingpress.com. We're now going to head over to our correspondent, Fibrous Teletype, who will be responding to some of the comments you, our viewers, have been saying throughout this broadcast. But first, a word from our sponsors.
I never had a home. Whenever I moved somewhere, I've always been from somewhere else. But a somewhere that was nowhere. I could not be said to have been from anywhere, because I always came there from somewhere else. I float a few inches above the land. I hide in dark corners to rest. The same could be said of the body I inhabit. Where was I before I came into this body? Do I really have an origin point? You've never been able to get comfortable in the body you're living in. You're a wandering spirit lost in a tall grass wilderness. You've long forgotten what it feels like to have a physical form you can call your own. Every time you settle in, the exorcist comes along, and you have to find the next host. What if I told you you could be your own host? Hi, I'm Billy Mays, and I'm here with the Spirit Box. Tired of people asking you, what's for dinner? What do you want to do tonight? Have you fed the dog already? Well, you take this little box and you put it somewhere safe, like in the bottom of a well, or in the center of a giant stone pyramid, and you get inside. Traveling for work? Take it with you. Its small size means you can stick it in your pocket. Then, at night or during long meetings, you can slip out of the body you're inhabiting and into the box, where you can rest and recharge without any of your colleagues knowing you're actually a holographic, interdimensional entity in a human suit. Last month, 20 crows followed me home, screaming in the treetops. I could feel them perched on the roof of the house all night. I hardly slept, and when I did, I dreamed of damp caves filled with an eerie glow, the sound of the crows bouncing off the walls. When I woke up, I found I had actually turned into a crow. I had to break the window to get out of the house. I spent all last week like that, eating bugs and trash, flying. When I finally got home, human again, there was broken glass and feathers everywhere. Call in the next 20 minutes, and we'll throw in this magical amulet. What does it do? I don't know. Put it on and find out. But you have to call now. Unlike your immortal wandering, this deal won't last forever. Here's how to buy.
During these technical times, it sometimes is difficult to make your computer work correctly. My name is Fibrous Teletype, and I'm coming to you live remotely from one of our sister locations during these insane times. Rest assured, this is still WEEKL, news you can use, regardless of the facts. Don't forget that WEEKL is sponsored by Meekling Press, a tiny but powerful press based right here in Chicago, Illinois. They specialize in small handmade editions of books, working in close collaboration with authors throughout the design and production process. You can find their offerings online at shop.meeklingpress.com. Interested in contributing to this station? Learn more about what we do here at WEEKL at meeklingpress.com/talks. At WEEKL, we are constantly scrabbling just to keep the lights on and to remember to unmute our microphones. Help us afford and inform you by paying our incredible contributors. You can chip in on PayPal at meeklingpress@gmail.com or on our Cash App, $Meeklingpress. Now, let's have a brief check-in with some everyday folks, our WEEKL viewers. Let's see here. It looks like we've got some feedback from James Blanton in Idaho. Great, revealing crow content. We certainly appreciate hard-hitting crow content as much as the next news station. We are happy to provide, James. It looks like we've got some comments here from Christine Powerblock in Michigan. News I can't live without and can't get anywhere else. That's what we're here to do here at WEEKL. Going through here, I see also some comments from Sean Grassman. Oh no, this just looks like a wild screed, which is sometimes the dangers of broadcasting remotely and on the internet. These are trying times, but perhaps this is not the best outlet to voice your frustrations, Sean. Lastly, I'd like to acknowledge some remarks from Michelle Exkinson, who, wow, what a last name. Don't know the provenance of that, but Michelle looks like is commenting from right here in Illinois, perhaps in Chicago, who knows, indicating that I just can't get enough of what you do, and thank you so much for all of your hard work. Well, we do appreciate all of these fantastic viewer comments. We're going to kick it back to Charmin Topaz there in the station. Take it away, Charmin.
Okay. Thank you, Fibrous, and thank you all for joining us this week at WEEKL for your literally satirical pseudo-news network performance that isn't real. But I just had to say that to make sure because it's the year 2020 after all. Y'all take care now, and we'll see you next time on WEEKL.